the real truth is when we carry all this stress and anger and hatred, it is toxic to our body. It creates dis-ease within the body.
All this is going to eventually lead to this 3D, 4D, 5D thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Jazz for Peace podcast, where the final solution is love. And we are back here again with more love in the room from Oregon. I'll have to ask her what part of Oregon, because Jazz for Peace has been to Salem, Oregon, and Portland, Oregon, and Peace. The breaking news today actually is someone that wrote to me from something called Pod Status. I never heard of them. And I read it and said, I have some cool information. Your podcast, the Jazz for Peace podcast featuring Richard Rollins, has good performance in Apple Podcast rankings last 30 days. So that's what he said. And then he specifically said something about Sweden. I didn't know anything about people listening to us in Sweden, but according to him, we're surging in Sweden. So I just do want to say hello to everybody in Sweden, because I have performed in Sweden, in Malmö, Sweden, and all the way in the south. I've been all the way to the north in the Lapland. So maybe it's people that do know me from Sweden. I was in the middle of Sweden, in Stockholm. I was in 4 different cities for a month. Östersund, something like that. So thank you for listening to our podcast. Now we're going to bring on someone very special. Her name is Carrie Logan. Just to give the audience an idea of what you're thinking at the 3D level, what you're thinking at the 4D level, what you're thinking at the 5D level. Your frequency's kind of low and you're not really feeling very enlightened. Would that be in the 3D world?
That would be in the 3D world. The lowest one is shame and humiliation. That's 20.
Oh,
30.
Okay.
Yeah. 30 is guilt and remorse, judgment, inadequate, blame. How many people blame shift? I mean, come on. Right. So many. Then 50 is, 50 is despair. You feel like a burden. You feel incapable, drained, paralyzed, victim mentality. 75 is grief, sadness, regret, heartbroken. 100 is fear, anxiety, hypervigilant, guarded, suspicious. You second guess yourself. 125 is greed, lust. People are disposable. You're power hungry, prestige. You hunger for attention. There's jealousy, envy, competition, cheating. 150 is anger, hate, impatient. You're spiteful. You're bitter. Thoughts of war and death. 175 is prideful, self-righteous, scorekeeper, inflated ego, black and white thinking, two-faced gossip. You're all about prestige. You know, that's where the narcissist lives.
Right. That's what I was, that word was just popping out at me. The whole narcissist persona was being revealed in your climb up this ladder.
Yes. Well, even people that are very prestigious or power hungry or greedy or stuck in vanity.
Absolutely.
And so the first step of 4D human consciousness is courage. We call those people warriors and heroes because they have the courage to step out of fear and into, I need to do the right thing. And that's where you're confident. You have security. You have creative thoughts for solutions. You're a problem solver. You're determined. You're flexible. You're goal oriented. You're open to learning new things. 250 is satisfied with life. There's inner confidence. You're adaptable. You're grounded, balanced, centered, non-judgmental. You are open to releasing the past and you let the little things go.
Well, now that's 250, you said?
That's 250.
Oh, so it doesn't get good until you hit to 200. The good stuff.
Right. The good stuff is 200.
That's where the good qualities start.
Yes. And so I tell people to master baseline. Baseline is 200 and 250. That's where every day you have the courage to do something different. Every day you try to stay grounded, balanced, and centered, and develop this inner confidence that you are capable. You can, can set healthy boundaries with people. You can release your past. You can feel like you belong, because a lot of people don't feel like they belong. They don't fit in this world. And when you have that, then you move up to 310, which is being optimistic. And optimistic people are upbeat. They're hopeful. They're inspiring. They're genuinely friendly. They help others. They contribute to society. They're sympathetic. They're cheerful and playful, and they overcome learning blocks. 350 is where you accept people. That's where it's equality. You're forgiving, you're emotionally calm, you're constant, you are level-headed, you take responsibility for your actions. You're patient, you're compassionate.
The
And
word healthy is coming out of those
yes,
qualities.
it's all healthy. And then 400 is where you're a reasonable person. You have emotional intelligence. You have a deep respect for others in the world. You are thankful and caring and graceful and responsive to others. You have gratitude, and you're warm and tender.
3D is up to 200, you said, or something?
Yes.
Then 200 to 400 is 3D?
200
400,
to 400 is 40, yeah.
40.
200
Now,
400.
Above 400 is 5D. What's that?
Yes, 5D, and that's this chart here.
Okay.
That one there is 5D is love, and I mean unconditional love. And Rick, how many people on this planet have ever experienced unconditional love? 540 is joy. You're joyful. You think and feel complete. You know you're one with your creator. And you have this constant satisfaction in the world. You have gratitude, and you're achieving higher levels of consciousness. And you have this deep appreciation for what you've achieved in life. 600 is peace.
Wow.
It's inner peace and harmony. It's
God.
Freedom. It's spiritual awakenedness. It's you have a greater understanding of the world. You can connect to literally God, to your higher self, to, they call the God consciousness, the Christ consciousness. You can connect to that, and you have the ability to silence within the mind.
When you said love and peace so high up the food chain, I was like, oh my God, because we are Jazz for Peace, and the final solution is love. So let's see where this all leads musically. I got a request, and I just got it today from somebody, and it's a song called When You're Smiling. And so I'm just going to almost sight read this. I'm just going to make this up. And so we'll see what happens with When You're Smiling in the light of all that we've talked about. And we'll just have to see where this all leads with this song.
Okay.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your sighing, be happy again. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was totally awesome, Rick. So that what I would say, you were in the place of 540, which is joy and creativity and oneness, actually, with the piano, with the music. You have that creative flow, creativity flowing through you. Peace and serenity is in that area vibration of 600 of 5D human consciousness. And that is the beautiful thing, is you can be listening to music and you feel the essence of peace and harmony from that music. And some people even